What's up, guys? Welcome to the shop. We got a little project that we're gonna work on here today. The old KX here has got really badly leaking fork seals, and the spring rate is a little low for my chunky ass. So we're gonna up the springs, and we're gonna put new seals in this thing, and I actually put fluid in the forks so I don't feel like I'm riding a rock whenever I'm off-road. So let's jump right into it then. First thing first is to remove the pinch bolt. Well, very first thing first is to remove your front axle, wheel, brake caliper, and your fork protectors and all that stuff. But that's easy stuff. Now, before you take your pinch bolts off, you might want to loosen up your top chamber cap here. They can be pretty snug, and I already did that because I already did the left fork, and I just loosened up both of them. Oh man, that is a little tight, isn't it? Oh, yep. Oh man, people that were here previously, they did a real number on this whole bike. Man, that is just, you can see, it's just all chowdered up. They just like jammed anything in there and just, I don't know what they were doing. What I will do is I will take a screwdriver and just give it a gentle little tappy tap. You don't have to get in there and go crazy. But you might need to do both of them. Some two, just a little tappy tap. Oh, see, that's better. Now, oh yeah, much better. And she's out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the outside a nice scrub down. Just get everything all cleaned up and remove any dirt and grease, and bugs, and small woodland critters, all that stuff. So this was actually the worst of the two. This one was leaking really bad. Okay, so pop our top cap here. And once you can slide that down, we'll tip it up, and is there anything in there? Oop. We got a little bit. Certainly doesn't look like the requisite 350 millimeters. Alright, I'm going to let that sit there for a second and drain out. So, before I started, I went to this adjustment here, and I ran it all the way out, so anti-clockwise. And I do this one while it's upside down because it's easier to get to. Oh wow, look at that. It is just so this bottom bolt here is actually supposed to be like 40 pounds. So yeah, 40 foot-pounds. 55 newton-meters for the rest of the world. But yeah, I was able to start unscrewing that with a screwdriver. Just there's also supposed to be some thread locker on that too. So yeah, good job, last person that was here. Okay, so now that that has drained out a bit, we're gonna run this back up and screw it in by hand. And we're going to take this off of there. Once that is screwed out all the way, I take a brass punch and put that in there like that. And you take a holding tool, push that down, walk that in there like that, and there you go. Yeah, good to go. More cleaning. So this whole thing, everything you want clean, clean, clean. That is the way of hydraulics. Hydraulics really like to be clean. So we're going to take a 15 millimeter and a 17. Kind of line these up as good as we can. And then pop. So I take that guy out of there, and then we're going to take this guy all the way out. And while you're doing all this, you want to look for any nicks or cuts or breaks or bends or stuff that'll cause you problems. Alright, now that guy is out. We're going to take our screwdriver and we're very gently and carefully going to pop out the dust seal. There we go. Dust seal. Now be careful not to scratch your tube. There we go. And the locking ring. So that's your fork seal locking ring. There we go. Okay, so here is your upper bushing. Kind of split it apart just gently, just enough, and then you slide that off. And then you've got your lower bushing. Just bring that off. And then your spacers. Remember which way those go. Right, now you can pop off the old seal. And the dust seal. And there is your lower fork tube. And we just start cleaning. So I'm replacing my springs, but if you're just doing this to change your seals or change your fluid or just servicing your forks, you want to make sure that the spring is clean to get all the old fluid and particulate off of them. So I pulled the lock nut off because, as you can see, it gets pretty nasty in there. So I pull that off to assist in cleaning. Ooh, I got a couple of cuts on my hand. So there's the cartridge. So when you clean out your upper fork tube, make sure you look at your threads. Make sure that they're not galled or there's no burrs or anything that'll catch on there. And then make sure you clean out there's these ridges inside here. So you got the top ridge where your seal retainer ring sits, and then the steps where your bushing sits, and then your spacer, seal, and then your dust. But you want to make sure all those are nice and clean. So now I'm gonna pop open the cartridge. These can be a little bit tricky, depending on how much fluid, how much tension, and all that. Alright, when it comes to the valve pack, just don't fuck with it. But yeah, unless you really need to get in there, and for the most part, most people just kind of worm. But yeah, for the most part, most people shouldn't need to mess with this guy. It should be pretty good the way it is. Although one thing to kind of note is, I guess the KYBs have a problem of this little plastic piece here breaking. So yeah, do take a look at that thing. Make sure it's not about to go, because it is a common failure. And now, dump this guy up. Ew, that's gross looking. Yeah, that really ain't supposed to look like chocolate milk. Alright, we're going to take that out of there, and we are going to give this thing a healthy. Alright, so Everything's clean, inspected. We're going to make sure we have a nice container of fresh, clean. Now, I use one of these acid brushes, but you gotta make sure that it's good and clean, because a lot of times they'll get dusty and dirty from just sitting around forever. And then you gotta like give them a tug, make sure that they're not gonna leave behind any of those hairs. And now we let the festivities begin. Now, for putting this into place, I have this long freaking extension here. Okay. Get that in there. Alright, so for the inner chamber, we need 198 milliliters. Or 6.69 ounces. I prefer milliliters, it's a little more easy. And I just go up to 200 because it's going to leave that 0.2 in the jar anyways. Okay. That's in there. Now, I give the rod just a little run, just a couple inches, just to get the fluid kind of seated in and around that lower valve. Alright, now we take this guy and we make sure all of our O-rings are nice and lubed up. Okay, so we'll work that guy in there. Ooh, buddy. Oh, man. Okay, now let me torque that bad boy to 21 foot-pounds. Okay. Oh, it's going.
It looks like you have to take it out. No, you didn't. I was just looking. You got yourself a nice setup.
Right. Okay. Now, get a soda bottle, cut the center out of it, wrap that on there like that. Take your new dust seal, put a little oil on it, and then I did this last time with it in the holder. Dust seal is on.
Okay, that was pretty cool. It's like, what's up with the old soda bottle? I don't get it.
Well, there's a couple of lips that you have to get past where the bushings and stuff seat.
These are the old ones, right?
Yes.
Okay. Like, dude, the ones that are still in the bag over there, what's going on?
There we go. Okay. Dust seal, fork seal. And then spacers. Lower bushing. And then the upper bushing. Snap that on there like that. Now this goes in there like that. Oops. She got to talking about springs and got me all distracted. So this is gonna go right there. And then that's gonna go right there. And then that's gonna go right there. Now we can put this guy on like that. Alright, so we're gonna pop that upper bushing into place. Make sure the spacers are seated. Good. And then we're going to drop the seal into place. Once that's in place, we can put our spring clip in. Okay, now that the spring clip is in there, we're gonna pull this guy down. Okay, well, throw this guy on there. And then we take it back off again, because we forgot to put the rod in.
What do we do with all the chewy stuff?
Okay, now this torques to 22. Now we put some Loctite.
Yeah, open a little bit.
I'm gonna
I want those.
put that in,
Yeah,
pop that down.
this.
Okay. After you get that there little guy in there, don't just start cranking her down. Turn it backwards a little bit. You hear that click. That's the thread engaging. Now you can turn it the right way. And now this one torques to 40 foot-pounds. Alright, fine. Fine, asshole. Move down here so I can get better leverage. Ah. Alright. Yeah. Alright. That was fun. So notice I haven't seated the dust seal yet. Alright. Boing, boing, boing. We are almost there. We are so very close. Alright. Now we need 350 millimeters. Okay, now we just pour that in there. Alrighty. Okay. So, one more time, go backwards. There's the click, and then we can run it forward. Just like that. Ta-da! Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna give her a couple of these guys right here. Hell yeah, that's the stuff. Now we're gonna check and make sure that seals are all good. No leaky, no problems. Got a little excessive assembly lube, but other than that, we got a happy fork. Now we're just gonna push the dust seal up there, and then it's time to put her all back together. Okay. So now what I do is I take some nice fine grit sandpaper. I give this just a gentle little now get that cleaned out nice and good, like. Just kind of run your finger around in there, make sure there aren't any like burrs or nicks or gouges and stuff. Alrighty. Give this one a little more tap. Alright. That's the spot right there. Ta-da! Alright, now we're just gonna run these guys back down where they go. So these torque out at a 15 foot-pounds or 180 inch-pounds. Alright, after you do both of them, go back to the first one, because you almost undoubtedly is going to get another quarter turn or so. I'm going to torque this to 22 foot-pounds. Maybe. Alrighty. Of course. Give me my tool back. And yeah, that's it. Just reassemble everything. So I had to take my handlebar risers off because where they sat meant that I couldn't get the tool on there to loosen up the cap. So that's why my handlebars are off. And that's because these are Pro Taper risers. So your mileage may vary whether or not you can take off yours without removing your handlebars. Now it's just a matter of reassemble everything. Put your wheel back on, your brake caliper, and your fork guards, and your handlebars if needed, and your number plate. And then make sure you reset your for me, I go to 15 clicks out from seated. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Although now that it's got new fluid, new springs, that may change. So we'll see. But it's a good starting point, I guess. And I can't exactly finish putting the bike together because I have to replace the tube on my front wheel. Let's just move this out of the way and let's just put you right there. We'll say, yeah, hopefully this was informative enough to help anyone out there that needs to get in there and service their forks, which it hardly ever gets done enough. Those front forks take a beating on dirt bikes, especially if you're like racing MX, doing track stuff. Then they really get hammered. So check your owner's manual, see what the service interval is, and hopefully this will help you out. You get in there. It's not that hard. It's just making sure that everything is clean. Cleanliness is the key word when it comes to doing your front forks. And yeah, hopefully you'll do good. I am gonna go eat dinner because it is getting dark out and it is raid night, and I am just done for the day. Putting that top cap stuck a number on my shoulders. So If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button. Leave me a comment and tell me what you thought, what you think I should have done or didn't do. And then until next time, stay safe, have fun, peace.